got you. Can you hear me?
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you, yeah, we're driving down the I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden, golden.
Y'all, we ready to start this DKC adventure. Let me go ahead and turn this music off. We have something exciting that's going to be taking place on tonight on this lovely podcast. We're doing something different, so it was my bright idea that we do something different and try to showcase something to our followers. So we're going to do this health and fitness uh, podcast on the night. I got my man Damon Grant. He's going to go through a whole lot of stuff, and y'all already know the deal. If y'all got questions, y'all can go ahead and put that in the comment section, and we'll read that. I do got a telephone number too if y'all want to submit or call in. Let me pull that up real quick. So unprepared. All right, let me get that number again. I got a lot of stuff going on. And for those that want to call in with your questions, you can call in at 313-513-6113. Again, that number is 313-513-6113. Damon, I'm about to put you on. Give me 1 second. What's up, D?
What's up, Tom? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I was trying to get these headphones, man. Make sure you can hear me.
It's a little bit of an echo, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that audio.
Yeah, I'm getting that on my microphone.
You might want to turn. Let me see what you can do. Give me 1 second. See if we can fix that. Go ahead and try.
Can you hear me? Test. Test
Yes.
1, 2.
That's way better. There we go. There we go.
Go.
So, Damon, I really appreciate you for doing this for me. This is like my first time, or this is going like our first series with DKC with this life connection. Like I was just saying earlier, that we wanted to do something different and try to just introduce like health and fitness, some financial different things, showcasing Black-owned businesses and upcoming entrepreneurs. But this tonight is going to be really good because it's going to kind of gear us up for the boot camp that we got coming up. So, which I'm really excited about it. And as you see, I already got my merch on, triple threat. So I'm ready tonight. And I got me a little cocktail because you know they say that a wine a day keep the heart attack away. So you're gonna have to forgive me on that. So Damon, I want you to kind of just introduce yourself to those that don't know you, and reintroduce yourself to those that may know a little bit about you.
Okay, so Damon Grant, CEO and everything else of Triple Threat Fitness. I'm a certified personal trainer, a certified strength conditioning coach, certified nutritionist, certified in senior fitness, and certified in weight management. Been in the business for 25 years. Um, I'm 46 years old now, so I started this at a very early age. I've been working out consistently from the age of 11, so I got 35 years under my belt. Work with all different types of people, all different ages, athletes, seniors, kids, you name it. You tell me what you got to do. If I can't figure it out, I'll figure it out. So I'm pretty easygoing, love to talk. I'm here for your questions.
And my apologies to you. I had a little bit of I had a little date that was a little last minute, so I went out to eat. I'm like, okay, let me finish this up. I'm not gonna share what I had because it was very unhealthy. It was a whole bunch of starch. So my apologies for starting just a little bit late. That's normally not like me. I'm normally on time. So you was just sharing with us a little bit about the background. The video that I have that you sent to me, can you? We're gonna share that, but I want you to kind of share with the followers of what's going on with this video. What's this project?
Okay. Just a little documentary. I decided to start with ex client of mine, also a neighbor, does a lot of my film stuff, photo shoots, etc. Um, Los the Ghost, you can look him up as well. Um, just letting people know like where I come from, why I say some of the things I say, why I act the way I act, why I'm so passionate about it, my background. Because like I've told you before, I grew up with this.
Right.
So this is like um, I went to school to get a background and knowledge on things that I had already been doing and just explanations on stuff. So, like, this is just ingrained in me as a passion. I didn't get into this for money. When I started personal training wasn't even a thing. I still had a regular job,
Okay.
like a hustle. So, this is just in me. And that's what it talks about. Some of the struggles I went through because people look at me now and say, oh, okay, Damon is this way, Damon is this way.
Right.
I'll never get that or I can't do that, whatever. So I let people know I'm human. I went through some of the same struggles. So a lot of the stuff that I talk about and I tell you, I didn't get out of a book. I went through it, all the good, all the bad. I'm transparent. I ate McDonald's. I drank beer. I did all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So everything I say, I'm coming from experience, hopefully to help you out or give you some insight. So as you know, I'm perfectly human and transparent with my stuff. That's where I come from with that.
I am going to try to pull up this video because I want people to see it. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try it. Give me 1 second.
Okay, the different phases I went through. I think I went through the phases that your typical male goes through when you start to get into weightlifting. A big chunk, with whether a person is overweight, they want to get smaller. In my case, I was always skinny. So it was always get big, get big, get big, get big. I want to get bigger, I want to get bigger. So that phase was like decades. Okay. And get stronger. So in my 20s, it was pretty much like I gotta put some weight on, at all costs. So I'm trying to eat everything. I already had a big appetite, but I had a fast metabolism, so it wasn't sticking. So I'm eating everything. I didn't say good food. I said I'm eating everything. Taking supplements, trying to, just do what I can, trying to read about every kind of whatever. Then as I started to get the education behind it, in school, and then, starting my training career, I started to realize, the finer things that I can do to it as far as making it easier to achieve certain things. And by that I mean I went through the phase of all I wanted to do was bench press and do curls. And for the guys out there, they know what I'm talking about. I didn't even know my back existed. Wasn't thinking about legs, any of that stuff. Abs wasn't popular yet, so I wasn't worried about that. Then as I got into, that's in my 20s, as I got into my 30s and I started to get some good mass on me, then I started to want to go and shape it up and make it look better. I mean, I still had my cuts because I was skinny, but I wanted to shape it up. And so my 30s, I'll be 46 in a month. My 30s was kind of tough because I was still trying to get big and still eating a certain type of way, but I was trying to get this look, get that cut, and I hadn't matured enough in my workout to, you gotta do cardio, and you need to eat right. So,
why was cardio necessary?
Cardio is going to help you burn the fat. Okay. Cardio is going to help you burn the fat. And eating right, eating a certain number of calories, combined with cardio is going to help strip that fat off. So all this muscle I'm trying to develop can actually show. So 30s was real, trying to find myself. 20s was easy, get big. 30s was like, okay, you look this way, but try to cut it up. And then I went through phases of cutting it up and doing it wrong. Now I done got skinny again. Now I'm mad. So now I go back to my 20s, get big, get big, get big. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I hated my 30s. 20s was easy. I hated my 30s. Then late 30s is when, I got my research together, more stuff, social media, all that type of stuff started coming around. And then just a natural maturation process where I realized, okay, my body type is whatever, X, Y, Z, and I need to just roll with that. So I finally got me a good diet, dieted right, still had, my muscle mass like I wanted it, got the cuts to come on just fine. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm approaching 40 and people are like, dang, you 40, you look like that. So I'm like, okay, well, wasn't nobody saying that when I was in my 20s except for, oh, you got big. Well, okay. And then in my 30s, it was like, okay, I see you got bigger. But, when I started to get that look, that's when it started to come around. And even with the training, in my 20s and 30s, people see me in the gym. Everybody don't want to get big. They just want to put some muscle on. So when I started to get that look, people start coming to you more. They, everybody sizing you up. It's like, oh, okay. So then I went through that maturation phase of having to understand I don't have to be super duper heavy to look good. And that was a tough realization because I'm like, man, I spent my whole 20s trying to get big. So it was a lot of stuff going on in my 30s. And then being in my mid 40s now, but my early 40s, it was just enhancing that. So it's like, okay, I got the cut down, I got this down, how can I make this better? And just looking at different ways to train and really maturing with how I eat and start tracking things and doing stuff. And, you start getting the results. Results are a powerful drug. So I started getting those results. So now I'm up here, I'm buying scales, I'm weighing food and eyeballing this and doing that and whatever. And then I grew away from the supplements. And I'm the type of person that I always ask myself, like I tell my clients, you gotta ask yourself the tough questions. So my tough question for me was, are you spending all this money on these supplements when the easiest thing you can do is just eat right? The easiest thing you can do is just do your cardio. So I had to kind of self-critique myself, and that was real tough to start pushing these magic pills and magic powders away and just start to work harder. And then once I started to work hard and seeing that results came, then I realized what the definition of supplement was. It means in conjunction with or to aid. So then those supplements that I was trying to use in place of this, I got this down, I went back and got those supplements and then just improved even more. So it's like, I didn't really bring this thing full circle until my 40s. And the damnedest thing happened in my 40s too. I stopped getting hurt. I spent my whole 20s trying to get bigger and stronger. Oh, my shoulder, oh, this. I'm walking around looking like a mummy, got my knees wrapped, elbows wrapped, everything under the sun. 30s, a little bit of that because I was just hard-headed, still a little bit immature. But in my 40s, when I learned how to do things properly, eat right, put the right fuel in my body, take my butt to bed, get some rest, that kind of stuff, it's like for the most part, the injuries, all that stuff went away. So those were my phases.
All right, Damon, you still there? Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep, sure can. Sweet. So I think that we're just gonna just kind of just dive right into things. Couple of things. I know that we're gonna talk about general fitness and nutrition and weight loss. Let's do the general fitness first. How do you feel about that? On individuals that's just starting off on their journey, because a lot of people, they say, oh, I want to work out, and that this was me. That was one of the reasons why I even came to you to train, because it's like you need that motivation and you kind of know what to do, but you really don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. So just kind of share with everybody on how they can start this journey. And I know it's almost summer, but it's never too late to start.
Right. I guess I would start by saying, try to have an idea of what you want to do. Think you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
To give somebody a direction. I gotta look that up. Um, so yeah, try to figure out, do you want to gain weight? Do you want to gain muscle mass? Do you want to lose weight? Figure out what you want to do, and then look up as much stuff as possible. Try to get as much information as possible, and then seek out someone if you can to help you out, or try to go to a gym and take some classes. Get in a certain situation where somebody can get you some help, because machines are dangerous. You can get hurt getting on a lot of this stuff. Just really, come in, just keep an open mind with everything. And I guess sometimes it's easier for me to use examples with stuff. One of the things that people come to me, they'll come to me and have, like, they want to out talk me and come in and say, like, what you said, Tone, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. Well, a common thing is I eat right. People say, I eat right. I eat right. And the first thing I say is, well, you eat right. What's right? And they don't know. Room gets quiet. So have an open mind with
Damon, we got a little bit of an echo going on. I'm gonna try to fix your audio on this side. Give me 1 second.
okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if that cleared it up a little bit.
Okay. Test 1 2.
It's still there. It's probably the signal.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause that was throwing me off a little bit. I was trying to get my thoughts together.
Right, right. Let's see what we got going on. Hold on, give me a second.
Attitude tech man.
I know. I'm trying to do so much from here. See, I could probably fix it. I should have just came over there and just did this, and then we would have been good. All right, all right. That should
We'll
have.
say that for the next one.
Okay. So Tasha just chimed in. She said, "Let me pull it back up. How do individuals stay on the journey?" I believe that's what she said. How to stay on the journey, because okay, we get motivated, we start, then we up here, then after a while we just slowly keep going down, and then it goes from, okay, I'm working out 3 to 4 days a week, then all of a sudden it done came down to 1 day, and then all of a sudden I just stopped going.
Yeah. That's a great, Tasha. That's a great question. It's a lot of different answers that varies for each person. There are certain things that I look for in an individual, but I would say, as far as a person themselves, you have to be honest with yourself and be afraid to really ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's my goal? Why am I doing this? You got to find things that motivate you, and sometimes those things will hurt. And I guess, let me use some examples. If you look in the mirror, and this is just you in the mirror yourself, and say, I truly don't like the way I look. I don't think I look good. You got to use that as the motivation. So it's not just I want to lose weight, or I want to get down to a dress size or something like that. You got to really, really dig deep, because sometimes the issues are a lot deeper than what you think. And sometimes it goes down to, you know, uh, insecurities or things you may have had in your childhood or whatever. So I'm saying that to say, when you dig deep and really find out what the root of that is, it will motivate you. And if that's not really making sense, let me use myself as an example.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the video, I talked about being skinny. To this day, it bothers me if someone calls me skinny and I'm not. So, like, I have that motivation to get everybody back. I didn't get bullied, but it's just one of those things. So you got to, like, find what's deep down inside of you. And here's my thing: uh, do not worry about falling off,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna fall off. I
Yeah.
just said that in my video. You're gonna fall off a couple times, but get back on, get back on. And when I say get back on, let's say you're doing an hour of cardio 3 times a week, and then you
Right.
stop. Okay, when you decide to get back on, it might not be doing 60 minutes again. Go do 5. Go do 10. Just take your butt to the gym. Something to get back on. Because what happens is, people, we tend to set we pigeonhole ourselves, and we set our goals too high. So when
Right.
people fall off, which is almost inevitable, so don't feel bad if you have. I have myself. Get back on in some type of way. A bad workout is one that you don't do. So if you don't get everything that you want to do in, at least you start. So just always think about the long term picture. If you're working out for 3 months, and you stop for a couple weeks, You might have slacked off, but you didn't fall off. This journey is years. This journey is a
Right.
lifetime. So you're gonna have injuries, you're gonna have setbacks, we're gonna have family issues that's gonna cause us to take some time off. So it might be a setback, but you're still on that journey. Okay, you know you're not off of that journey until you say I just don't want to do this anymore. So hopefully that answers the question because it does vary from person to person. I look for things in people and I try to dig out things within them. I'll say something like, "Well, you told me this, so I believe that this is why you want to do this, or I'll use certain little tweaks, but it's definitely tough, you know. So you play little mind games on yourself. Some people get a trainer, some people go to a class, uh, whatever it might be. Some people take on challenges, you know, whatever it might be, and just find something that works. But I say this. Don't get discouraged because you're going to have setbacks. I have setbacks. That's my biggest thing. Do not get discouraged. The journey continues. It's like you're driving on the road. You get a flat tire, you got to stop and fix that flat tire, but that don't mean you're still not taking your road trip.
All right, we got another question. So Deborah, she said, let me look over here. What did she say? How often should you use weights during your exercise routine?
It's a good question, Deborah. So you can use weights every day if you want to. It's just a matter of what you're doing. For the average person, if I get someone who doesn't have a lot of experience or is just starting off, I'll typically say try twice a week. Because what I'll do with that person is I'll say use weights twice a week, and then maybe on separate days, twice a week, try to do cardio. I might even go once a week because, like I said, you know, there's no minimum with this. If 2 times is too much, then it's too much. But for a person starting out, because people frequently want to do 3 times a week, 4 times a week, I say just do it 2 times. And I say that because if you do weights on Monday, you're gonna go through this sore adaptation period, Monday night and Tuesday, and then when Wednesday comes back around, sometimes a little bit worse. So you're like, man, I might not want to do that. So if you go like a Monday, Thursday, or a Thursday, Friday, or something like that, that's cool. That's cool starting off. Once you get a little more experience or feel a little bit more comfortable, I would generally tell people to get some results in a respectable amount of time because 2 times a week may not get a person results as fast as they want. It just is what it is. 4 times, 5 times a week may get a person results a little bit faster. So generally speaking, I will say try to do weights 3 times a week. That gives you an every other day type thing, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday type situation, so that you can do your other stuff. And I know you mentioned weights, but you know you want to find it maybe on those off days, find time to do cardio. So that will affect the weights too. And it also depends on your goals. Like if the person's goal is to just gain more muscle mass, I may say do 3 to 4 or even 5 times a week. It depends. If it's general health, 2 times might be enough. 3 times. Um, if it's weight loss, of course, you want to lift weights because gaining the muscle mass will help burn the calories. So that's necessary. Don't think that weight loss doesn't have anything to do with weights. But 2 times might be enough. And I might say do 4 times cardio, you know, so it varies from each person's situation. But I would say shoot for two. But as Tone will tell you, with me, one of my big things is there is no minimum with me. So what I would ask you, I would say, did you do weights last week? If you want to start working out, I would say, did you do any weights last week? You say no. Did you do weights 2 weeks ago? You would say no. So I would say this week, what's today? Sunday. This week, do weights once, one time. Then next week, do it twice. And maybe do that for a couple of weeks and then see if you want to build up. I'm saying that to say, don't go by some magazine article that says you need to lift weights 3, 4, 5 times a week, and then you try 3, 4, 5 times a week and it's too much for you, and all of a sudden you stop. That's how we get journey. This is your journey. This is your journey. So you go at the pace that you set. So hopefully that answered that.
Damon, can we get into more on some tips, just on general fitness tips?
Yeah. So couple general things that I run into out there. More is not always better. It's about efficiency. So uh, we'll start with the weights. People think I need to lift weights for 2 hours. No, you don't. You don't need to lift weights for 2 hours. If you're lifting weights for 2 hours, you're probably doing too much and you're doing something wrong. You need to get in there and be efficient with the muscle. Your workout can easily be 45 minutes to an hour. Same thing with cardio. Um, General fitness tips, talking about weights and cardio. in a perfect world, this is a big tip for people. You would like to do your cardio after weights, and I get that question a lot. Uh, if you can't do it, then you can't do it. Then do what you got to do. But the reason why I say that is because weights requires carbohydrates. Okay, um, when you lift the weights, you start to deplete the carbohydrates, which is your primary source of energy. Okay, your secondary source of energy is fat. So if you deplete that primary source, lifting weights, and then you get into the cardio later on, the remaining carbs that you may have stored in your system, glycogen they call it, but the remaining carbs stored in your muscles, you'll use that up, and then you'll tap into that fat. So that's why it's a good tip to do the weights first, and then do the cardio after. Otherwise, this is an extreme example, but I give extreme examples so people understand. If I go in and I try to get on a treadmill while I'm fresh, I'm going to burn through my primary source, carbohydrates. What did I say carbohydrates was used for predominantly? With the weightlifting. So I get on a treadmill for 30 minutes, I run through my carbohydrates, and of course, I'm going to run into my fat as well. But now my carbohydrates are depleted. So now I try to go lift the weights. I don't have enough energy with the carbohydrates, and the fat's not going to process fast enough for me to do it. So in a perfect world, uh, really good tip is to do the weights, then do cardio. Um, should you do them on the same day? I get that frequently. Whenever possible, I tell people to do that just because of what I just said. Um, a general rule of thumb is fit, FIT. Uh, F is frequency, I is intensity, and T is time. If one of those variables changes for good or bad, but let's say for the good, if one of those variables changes, then you'll see progress. So let's use cardio for example. Frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Person comes to me and says, I can do cardio as many times as you want in a week. Okay, so maybe 6 or 7. That's your frequency. I
Okay.
say, how much time do you have? And they say, well, I only have 20 minutes. Okay, so we can't change that. You only got 20 minutes. And
Right.
then the intensity is the one thing that can always change. You can always go faster, faster, faster. So as long as you can change something, if you can't do 60 minutes, don't feel bad. Do it more often. If you can't do it 5 days a week, don't feel bad. Do longer time or go fast. Um,
That's good. You might need to repeat that one more time because I did write it down. Fit, frequency,
fit.
intensity, and time because that is
Yep.
very important. Because, like you said, a lot of us don't have time, but we could.
Everybody's got an issue. Yeah. And here's the thing that you're going to run into. Everybody runs into an issue with time, and frequency is time to a certain extent because it's your days.
Okay.
So people come at me, and the biggest issue is either I don't have time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, or I don't have frequency, days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever the case may be. So I try to manipulate those. So at the end of a week, how much time do we have? So if you did 3 sessions at 60 minutes apiece, that's 3 hours. Or if you did 6 sessions at a half hour, it's
Mm-hmm.
still 3 hours.
Okay.
It might be some pros and cons to either one of them, but at the end of the day, you're an average human doing your thing, and this is a part of your lifestyle. It's not maybe the number one thing in your life. So you got to get in where you fit in. But what people
Right.
tend to do is when they can't do 60 minutes, they can't do 6 days, they say, I'm not going to do it at all.
We got a
So we
couple of
don't want to
questions.
fall in. Yep.
We got just a couple of questions here again from Tasha prior, and I'm putting it up on the screen. She says, "What is the best way to get rid of belly fat?" I think we all need that that answer.
All right. So everybody knows that I'm a straight shooter with you. So the best way to get rid of belly fat is to get rid of the fat. You're not going to be able to spot reduce. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. I know there's a lot of stuff out there that says you can't spot reduce, from these freeze things to belts and trainers and pills, and people talk about cortisol, and you probably heard everything under the sun. Tasha, when I find a way to reduce belly fat, you will be the first to know because I'm doing it with myself too. Because that's the hardest place besides like love handles and back fat to get rid of. So,
Mm-hmm.
how do we get rid of belly fat? We try to get rid of fat, period, all over our body, and wherever God determines it's going to come from and wherever it's going to come from. So, with that being said, you need to get into a caloric deficit, a calorie deficit. So, how do you create a calorie deficit? One of two ways. Calorie deficit is basically you burn more energy than you take in. Okay. So if I need to do a certain amount of cardio, which burns calories, and take in the same amount of food I'm normally taking in, I can create a deficit. Or if I can only do 1 or 2 days of cardio, uh, uh, or not a lot of time, then I need to take in less calories. Usually it's a combination of both. The average person that I see has a mediocre diet at best and is
Mm-hmm.
not doing any cardio. So mediocre diet at best, not doing any cardio. Well, I'll say, okay, let's start getting some cardio in and let's start to improve the diet and create this deficit, create a caloric deficit. With the caloric deficit, a lot of stuff that I could probably talk to, Tom can give you my number or whatever, talk to a little bit further on. But with the caloric deficit, it's important not to go too extreme with that because when
Mm-hmm.
people get too much education, you start out thinking yourself and you go, "Ooh, if I could put myself in 1,000 calorie caloric deficit, I could lose, 5 pounds by the end of the week." That's not
Not
going to work.
true. That's not true.
You,
What did you
you're
say?
going to
That your
burn.
body
You're
your
going.
body
Yeah,
would go into survival mode.
oh man, you're gonna burn fat, you're gonna burn muscle tissue, you're gonna drop water, you're gonna do it, you're gonna feel sick, you're gonna do everything under the sun. And here's the thing about our body is so spiteful. When you go back to normal, which you will do someday, when you go back to normal, it's gonna put on twice as much. Body's a hater.
All right, we got another question from Mr. Anthony Black. I'm putting it up on the screen. He says, "Fellas, let me move this out of the way so we can see the entire question." Says, "Fellas, I have a question. Food, home remedies, food help lose weight when can afford a high price supplement." So, what are some of the home remedies and food that we can eat to help lose weight? Because we all going through this, I don't know, this economic whatever,
Right.
where you can't afford the high price supplements. And then we'll get into the vitamins and supplements after this question.
That's a good question, Anthony. Now, first of all, hey, if you were here for the video, I don't know if you are. One of the things that a supplement is, I'll get to it later, but one of the things that a supplement is to aid or go in conjunction with. So you don't need supplements at all. Do they help? Yeah, to aid in conjunction with, but you don't need supplements at all. So things that you can do at home. Um, Try to uh, get things that are lower in sugar. Now, these things might be more expensive. I'm gonna cover that. But try to get things that are low in sugar. Try to avoid your processed foods. Your preparation. Try not to fry things. Try to bake and grill whenever possible. But let's just say, and I know um, some of these higher quality health foods can be expensive. The easiest thing that you can do at home is, and I'm going to say this loosely speaking as a joke for everyone, don't eat
Mm-hmm.
so much.
There you
Don't
go.
eat so much. That's an awesome home remedy. If you can't afford uh, the super duper low carb keto whole wheat bread for $10 a loaf, and all you got is Wonder Bread, which ain't really great, instead of eating 4 pieces of toast, just eat two. Just eat less. That's the worst case scenario, but just eat less. And then good old water. Good old water is
Mm-hmm.
one of the main actions that have to take place when it combines with fat in your body, fat cells in your body. That helps burn fat. So a lot of people don't drink enough water. Drink your water, drink your water, drink your water, drink your water. That will help you burn fat.
So, Damon, so when it comes to that bread, because I was a bread lover. So what I found out, and you're right, a lot of people don't like that whole wheat and that wheat bread and different things like that. You don't have to have two slices of bread. You can eat one slice. You can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with one slice of bread.
Yeah,
You can have a hamburger with one slice of bread. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna pick it up
yeah,
like this, but at least you got the
right.
bread that's there to help soak up some of the
Yeah.
juice from it.
Most of the time, all we need is flavor anyway. And I tell people to do that with cheese. Like you get two
Right.
cheeseburgers, so you got 2 pieces of cheese on there. You can cut that cheese in half and put it on there just to get your flavor, just to get your flavor. Now, I'll be real with everybody. If you're the type of person that every single thing, it don't taste good, I don't like this, it ain't the way I want it, blah, 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 then you probably ain't gonna lose weight.
You know what I
At
want to
least with
do for the next time? I want to get some pictures of your diet when you are going getting ready for competition. I want them to see what it is that you eat. Oh my gosh!
hey, look,
And
I'm
we're
I'm
gonna put that
officially
out there.
I'm officially 12 weeks out today. You see my face getting sunk in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Today,
I've
yeah, I'm
seen you go
officially
through
12 weeks out.
that transformation when you're getting ready for competition. It is
Brutal.
something else, extreme, brutal, but
Yeah.
somehow you manage to do it and win. All right, let's see
It's
if we
tough.
got any other questions here. No, no question. You know what I want to talk about? Those damn waist trainers. The things that you don't like. And the waist trainers for the men and women. Because I see a whole lot of people that got them on. And you can tell they have them on in them clothes.
Yeah. Okay, so and I got people that sell them, so they're gonna hate me. Hey, y'all make more money than me, so stop complaining. I can't hate on you enough. Here's the thing: I ask people why are you wearing a waist trainer? Because I like to see what people say. So I say, why are you wearing a waist trainer? Now, if you said something like it makes me feel tight, it helps my back or my core tight or something like that, okay, I'll throw you a bone on that. But that's not what people say. People say because it makes me sweat. It makes it makes me sweat and lose belly. First of all, you gotta lose fat around your belly. I don't care what you do. And second of all, sweating, most of your fat is burned. When fat gets burned and released, 84% of it is through your carbon dioxide, and only 16% of it is through sweat, urine, the liquid form. So sweating it off ain't that big of a deal anyway. Now here's where people get caught up. People that have lost fat or see people that lose fat, they see them doing work. And when you do hard work, you typically sweat. So there's a correlation. But being hot and sweating and losing fat is two different things that just frequently overlap. So, example, and I posted this before, example that I tell people, if you want the waist trainer to make you sweat, because that's going to help you lose weight. First of all, it's just water anyway. So cool, you put the waist trainer on, you drop 5 pounds, wake up the next day. If you drink your water properly, you're going to put the 5 pounds right back on. But if you think that you're burning fat because of this, then I tell people this: July 4th, go sit in the car, roll your windows up, cut the heat on high, make it 120 degrees in there. You're going to sweat, 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 sweat. You ain't burning no fat, just losing water. Okay. Now, January 1st, in a blizzard, take all your clothes off, go run 10 miles. You're probably not going to sweat, but you will burn fat because the body is using that fat as an energy source. And that's how it's burning. So that's why I tell people these waist trainers, uh, they don't do what you think. A waist trainer can't help you burn fat. It just can't. Okay. There's nothing about a device that I put on me that helps convert fat to energy while I just don't do anything.
Right.
Will it help you sweat? Yeah. Will it help you lose weight? Will the scale go from 200 to 196? Yes. It's 4 pounds of water. You will drink it back on the next day. So that's why those don't work. They don't burn fat. Now, people mislead you. Look what I did on the scale. Look what I did on the scale. I lost weight. I just said that 10 seconds ago. And then as far as when you see these profile pics, and people don't like me because I hate on the fitness game because I
Yeah.
know I just know the scams. When you see somebody stand sideways and just do like this, and then they send you another picture sucked in and tell you that they lost something. They did that in 5 seconds, just like I just did in front of you. They ain't
Right.
done anything like that. Because look, I'm in pretty good shape right now. If I sit down like this, you're gonna see rolls in my stomach if I tuck my shirt. And
Right.
if I raise up and flex, I'm gonna look good. As someone who takes a lot of pictures, I tell you, you're not gonna see me take too many pictures sitting down because I don't look as good. Every picture I take, you're gonna see me flex. So when somebody does that, uh, that little side by side stuff, I can make my stomach stick out and pull it in, and it's probably a 2 or 3 inch difference. So that's BS right there. Even when they got on the same uniform and all that stuff. And then don't believe this trick too. Don't believe this trick when somebody just stands there and look all whatever, and then all of a sudden they want to reach up in the next picture. You're trying to stretch that fat out. Sorry for exposing y'all. Y'all got me out here working hard, and you got people believing this shit.
You say trying to expose the fat.
I mean, that's what it is. So yeah, like how the women got the bra fat and the guys got the love handles. Raise
Right.
that arm up and stretch that stuff out. You ain't
Stretch
lose
it
nothing
out.
because when you put it back down, it's still there.
Oh
If it
my
was look,
God.
if it was that easy, I wouldn't have a job.
So You know what? I want to ask you a couple of questions about this. I know someone, and I got to make sure that I do not share from where that is doing this, but I'm not seeing no results. I think it's called intermittent fasting.
I knew you was gonna say that. That's a whole 60-minute discussion.
Just real quick,
Uh,
just because I'm not
I'm gonna be real.
understanding this, because
I'm gonna be real quick. I tell people, 'cause people ask me that all the time. I tell people this: if you do it and
hmm
it's working for you, it does have a lot of benefits. If you really watch, information, it's some 20 and 30 minute videos on YouTube. It
right,
does have a lot of benefits to it. But if it's not working for you, go to something else. At the end of the day, with all the positive benefits it may have health wise and all that kind of stuff, I'm gonna be real with you. Most of the people working out ain't worried about health. They're trying to look good. I'm just gonna be real
hmm
with you.
right,
Everybody's trying to look good. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing on the other end with the cardio and all that kind of stuff to
right,
to to try to burn some of this stuff, it's probably not gonna work for you. And that's why people don't get results. I don't poo-poo any diet, whether it be vegan diet or keto diet, blah blah blah. Every single diet under the sun. I don't get on any of that stuff because they all, at the end of the day, work about the same. You're in a caloric deficit. They all pretty much lead back to the same thing. If intermittent fasting is working for you, by all means, continue doing it. I don't put my clients on a specific diet, and if they come
hmm
in with the diet, I'll roll with it. I'll tell you my thoughts on it because some diets aren't as good for certain things as others, but
right.
they all can lead to some form of weight loss, provided that you're in a deficit. If it's working for you, by all means, do it. I'm not going to sit up here and poo-poo a diet. Um, it's just that a lot of times people be mindful of this. Make sure that you are really doing a diet because me and you have talked about this before.
hmm
Everybody's on a keto diet. I've been doing keto for 5 years. You ain't done keto for 5 hours because you can't do it for 5 years.
Okay, so that's going into my next thing is the keto
I
diet.
do.
People that are in ketosis. How long are you supposed to stay in ketosis, or
Oh boy,
should you
that's a good
stay?
question. Uh, I don't have a specific answer, so don't quote me on this. But I would say it's probably going to be so. I could be completely wrong, so I would have to get back to you on that. But most of that stuff is not going to be sustainable for more than probably 90 days.
Right.
And for everybody out there that's saying that, don't go tell somebody Damon told me 90 days and he don't know, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm telling you, I don't have the specifics on that. I would actually have to look that up. But I'm saying, generally speaking, a lot of these more extreme diets,
Right.
uh, you really can't do it for more than 90 days before you start getting some real negative side effects. It's just unsustainable.
And you want to know what's crazy is that people do not consult with their doctor before starting these diets.
Not no, not no.
I mean, you got
They consult with
diet.
YouTube.
Right. Because you have to, if you got problems like with diabetes and different things like that, you have to watch these type of diets that you're on, because
Yeah,
it can make things a little bit more complicated.
yeah, definitely. And why you say that too? Let me just say something. Going back to the tips and a whole lot of other stuff. Kind of a little bit off topic, but on topic because I know it's something that people
Uh
can
huh.
really benefit. Carbohydrates are not bad. Carbohydrates are not bad. Your brain needs carbohydrates. Now, certain carbohydrates are not bad.
Yeah.
Sugar,
Come on.
the one that we all
Sugar.
love. Sugar. We all love that. Complex carbs are fine because those are slower digesting and won't have you crash when you're trying to do some things.
Right.
Now, can complex carbohydrates be bad? Yes. When you eat too many of them, some people just eat too damn much.
That's what Tasha was
I know
saying.
the joke goes
Stop
about that so
eating.
much.
Stop eating.
Yeah. But people always ask me, people will say things like, "Yeah, I know I ain't supposed to eat carbs." In certain situations, maybe,
hmm
but I don't want everybody. I mean, when that Atkins diet came out, which is a name, is really keto diet. When that came out about 20 years ago, everybody was eating everything under the sun, bacon, fried bacon, eggs, all type of other stuff because carbs are bad, carbs are bad, carbs are bad. Your
Right.
brain needs carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not bad. It's just the yummy carbs that we love,
Right.
chasing Coke and Twinkies or whatever. Those carbohydrates, those are bad.
And like
But
you said,
those carbs are
it's
bad.
in combination with sugar, so you can't eat that stuff. You got to kind of keep that sugar down, and I think that's a lot
Yeah,
of our issue. We love sweets,
yeah,
so If
And for
what
people
should we do to
that
kind of keep that down?
um, sugar is sugar registers in the same part of our brain that drugs, alcohol, cocaine, uh, sex, uh, chocolate. Sometimes they don't put that in the sugar category. But my
Hmm.
point is, sugar registers in our brain as something really, really powerful. So when you wonder how come somebody can't stop drinking, somebody can't stop doing certain drugs, that yeah, same reason why you can't stop consuming sugar. It's a powerful thing. Now, what do I say to people? The best thing is to try to get a substitute. Okay, try to get a substitute. Now, what's a substitute? Artificial sweeteners. If you have issues or are you concerned about issues like a cancer, what is it going to do to me 30 years from now, or whatever, I don't have the answer to those. So then don't do it. But if you're not worried about that, I'm a splendid king. For some people, it's too sweet, but I use artificial sweeteners in what I'm saying because it's not calories. It can affect my body at certain points when I'm doing my pre-competition stuff. But for the average person, artificial sweeteners would be the way to go. Now, of course, what's everybody going to say? I like regular Coke. I don't like, Coke Zero or this or this or that. Well, this is what I'll tell you. I was the same way, as I said in the video. I had my issues. I was the same way. You'd be amazed at what tastes good to you when you don't have the thing that you want. I never in my life thought I'd drink Coke Zero, Diet Pepsi, Diet Mountain Dew, uh, Zero Gatorade, any of that stuff until I didn't have it. Then all of a sudden it tastes great. The other thing is consume water before you consume some of these beverages
Yeah.
or even eat some things. Uh, Try not to drink your calories in terms of carbohydrates because uh, other than like a protein shake that you might drink, everything has like either too many carbs or it's just too much for a person. So, example, a glass of orange juice, let's just say 12 ounces. Go, go, go. You smash that. But can you eat the four oranges? So when you get things like those naked drinks in the health section, ooh, I'm drinking a naked drink. I'm drinking a naked drink. It's healthy. It's healthy. It's 40 grams of sugar in it. Okay. So why don't you turn the naked drink on the side and look at all the healthy stuff that you get? You get half a pear, two apples, eight strawberries, a banana. You get all this stuff in this one drink. So you know what you do? Try to eat that.
Mm.
Don't drink it because you're going to say, I can't eat all of that. Right.
Right.
So you won't consume all those calories. Now you're in a caloric deficit.
All right. All right. That
You
was
know I
good.
get animated.
What happened?
I said, I get animated with this. I do
I
this every day.
know. I know. I know. And you know what, Damon? You being good today because your
I'm, I'm,
post can be a little rough.
I'm
If you,
trying.
I'm gonna need all of y'all to go to Damon Grant's page and like his page and see some of the posting and the videos that he put out there. He really lays it on the line, no holds bar. He always tell it like it is.
Yeah. Scroll through Instagram. That'd be easier to find. But Facebook too, you just scroll a little bit more. But sometimes I get mad and I cut into people.
That's
I mean,
true.
it is what it is. I'm transparent. People cut into
Sometimes,
me.
all the time, you cut into them. So you guys, we got a special treat that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks on May the 21st, the 22nd, the 28th, and 29th. Damon, let's just kind of share with the people what some of the things they should expect during this body boot camp.
Okay. So with the boot camp, uh, when you come to me for personal training, like in my studio, we do a lot of strength training. We lift weights. Okay. I can't do a whole lot of running or cardio. So I have to rely on you to do that on your own. When we get out to a boot camp setting, that's when like the strength and conditioning coach comes out in me. We get a little bit away from the strength because the weights are 5 and 10 pounds, light weights, and we get into a little bit more of the conditioning. But I do combine resistance exercises. So I have to use your body weight against you. I have to use some of these lighter dumbbells against you. And those things get really heavy when you're tired. So I do resistance training. We're gonna do resistance training. We're gonna do a full body workout, and we're gonna have bouts of cardio, bouts of cardio, bouts of
Mm-hmm.
cardio. So it's not going to be boring. I'm not going to have everybody start on the track and we run 8 miles. I ain't doing that because I don't feel like doing that.
Right, and
And
I sure ain't about to do that. I'm sorry.
exactly. And I ain't the greatest dancer in the world, so it ain't going to be some dance contest either. We actually going to work. Not saying those ain't work, but we actually gonna work. Um, so what I tend to do, just to give everybody a heads up, I do what we call a push pull legs abs cardio. So
Mm-hmm.
what is that? First round, we'll do a push exercise, push ups, how many ever may be. And if I say 10 and you're someone that's 75 years old, can't do 10, that's fine. Before I even get to everything, I want everybody to know anybody can come to this. Anybody can come to this
Yep.
because I don't have expectations. I typically work to the weakest link, but you can be 12 years old, you can be in a wheelchair, whatever. If everybody's running, you can walk. Do not be afraid to come to this. Am
Right.
I going to make you work as hard as you can? Sure. If you're afraid of you working, then don't come.
Right.
But you don't have to work as hard as the next person is what I'm saying. So anyway, push, pull, legs, abs, cardio is what I typically do. Push exercise, push ups, shoulder press, do 15 times. Then pull. Pull is a back exercise, so you're doing a rowing motion or maybe a bicep curl, something like that. So we'll go right into that. Push ups, curls, and then we'll go right into the legs. So we'll do a squat. So we're doing this non-stop now. So even though the weights are light, your heart rate is raising, 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 raising. So push, pull legs, then we get to abs. Then I have you go on your mat, 15 crunches. Keep in mind, we're doing this without any rest now. So it might
Right.
be lighter weight, it might be easy, but you don't have any rest. Then I'll have you get up and we'll go run 10 yards or 20 yards or might do jumping jacks, whatever, something like a cardio portion to get your heart rate up. Then I give you about a 5 second break to kind of get yourself back together. And you go, okay, okay, you start sweating a little bit. Then we go round two, repeat. Boom, push, pull, legs, abs, cardio. Then you're like, oh, okay, all right. And as I'm surveying a group, and I do this, it depends on who's in the group. If I got a group that's not as advanced, I'll tone it down. If I got a group that's advanced, I can make it a little bit harder. So I got that whole football field to do what I need to do. I can do it in short distance or long distance. So we'll go through a second round, do roughly the same thing. Push, pull, legs, abs, cardio. Then maybe a quick little 10-second break. I make sure everybody can sip water, please. Bring your water. Then we'll do a third round. And it depends on how the group is going. Usually I get to a fourth round in the grand finale. That's usually about how far people make it. I may go a fifth round. Uh, I'm going to push you past the third round. I don't know if we'll get five in. And it takes time because what usually happens is we might have some people in pretty good shape. We might have people that's not in such good shape. So the person that ran in might see somebody walking in. We kind of clap them in. We get out here. We help everybody. We encourage everybody, whatever the case may be. So nobody has to feel like they're going to get left behind. Um, but that's pretty much the format. I may venture off over from here and there. I may have you do two sets of abs, or I may run a little bit more. But I'm saying that we're gonna do everything head to toe. I don't want people thinking, oh, we're gonna get out on this track and he's gonna make us run like his boot camp, like real army boot camp. We're not gonna do that, and we're
No.
not gonna get out here and we're not gonna try to build 10 pounds of muscle when we only got 5 pound weights.
And you guys, I did this last year, so y'all know how lazy I am. So if I did it, you can do it. So it's going to be cool. We
And
do want.
don't be afraid of the 60 minutes because realistically speaking, as far as your active time, you probably won't do 60 minutes. I mean, if you do, that's great.
Right.
But I really don't have active time go 60 minutes. We try to make sure everybody's there set up, and then I kind of give people some breaks and things like that. But it gets hard. Trust me. I can get high school boys 16 years old in shape. So us as adults, myself included, it don't take much.
So again, DKC Detroit Key Club, we are having our body boot camp. It's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to start off May the 21st and the 22nd, and then we'll be back there the following week on the 28th and 29th. Depending on how everything goes, we may even extend that. It's only $10 per session. You guys can sign up today at www.detroitkeyclub.com. We do ask that you bring a mat. Make sure you have your water. Bring your 5 to 10 pound weights. And like Damon said, it's only a 60-minute of full body workout. We will be at the Oak Park High School football field. It's at the 13701 Oak Park Boulevard in that great city of Oak Park, Michigan 48237. This is our online registration because we do not want to be there collecting money while we're trying to work out. So if you are going to be joining us for any one of these sessions, you need to go on DetroitKeyClub.com and register and get that out of the way so when we hit the field, we can get started working out. Damon, I know a couple of people they wanted to get
Real quick point,
information.
Tone,
Go ahead.
while you have that, um, if you think that you're bringing too much water, bring a little bit more because we still under these quarantine situations. I don't know if the water fountains are working out there. So better to take some water home than to get out there and want some. Now, I just had to put that in real quick because people always think that 20 ounces of water is enough. It ain't.
It's never enough. Bring a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I know the girl said, and I'm probably gonna have a cooler with some water because we got to make sure that we got
Yeah.
some things
Yeah.
for just in case somebody forgot. We'll have some things on hand at that. I also want to remind folks that we are doing our annual Cinco de Mayo party bus on next week. Y'all, we still got a few more tickets left. It's on May the 5th. Y'all already know how we do. We leaving at about 6 p.m. Meet us up at the Myers on 8 Mile of Woodward. Those ticket information can be found on our website as well at www.detroitkeyclub.com. We only got a few tickets left. If you have done this with us before, you already know it's a ball. It is 420 friendly. You are more than welcome to bring your own adult beverages and food if you like. We're going to have some a whole taco bar on the bus, but if you want something additional, feel free to bring it. Okay.
I know I cut you off, Tone. You was getting ready to say something about information. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So a couple of people wanted to know how they can get this merchandise, this triple threat.
Oh, okay.
This I love this shirt, and I got a whole lot of different merch. But yeah,
On 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 Instagram, it's not on my Facebook page because I don't have no space. On Instagram, there's a link there, mylocker.net. So if you go to that particular link, it'll take you to the triple threat line. If not, you'll just get somebody's generic line. So go on my
right,
Instagram, Damon underscore Grant underscore, and you'll see it there. Or you can reach out to me if you have any trouble because you might have some website issues or not a clear understanding of how to get to everything. And I know
right.
some people have had some issues. Uh, they got two different systems that they sell stuff on. So feel free to inbox me or get at Tone, have him get at me or whatever, and I can walk you through it. Um, Even worst case, scenario, I can order and have it sent to you. So
Right.
we will get you some triple threat stuff, definitely. That's the logo right there. That's one of the logos. This is also one if you don't want my face. Everybody don't want my face on this shirt. So I've been wearing these. And then they also do an embroidery with that same logo. They won't embroider the man because it's just too much. I
It's
got some
too.
specialty products, but they're like $500 for a jacket. So I just, you know,
Tell them they
but
better get that
yeah,
triple threat merch before the boot camp because I know they don't want to feel left out being the only person that don't have triple threat on. I'm just saying.
right, right, definitely, 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 definitely. And they
Because
can contact me. They can definitely contact me. Like I said, inbox, text message, pass all my information out. If they have any questions, like, how does this shirt fit, or how does this look, or whatever, because I've tried a lot of this stuff on.
mm-hmm.
They got 10 different T-shirts on there. Um, I like certain styles of T-shirts for the way they fit my body, but some people might like other things. So I've kind of walked through the merchandise a little bit. It's
Right.
also not just shirts. They got cups on there and water bottles and laptop cases, a lot of different things that you can get on there.
Exactly. Well, Damon, hopefully that we can do a part two to this next
I
Sunday.
hope so.
You gotta let me know if you're available. But
Next
I'll
Sunday,
definitely next Sunday same time.
ain't that Mother's Day? You gonna get us in trouble?
You know what? It's in the evening. We take care of the mothers during the day.
Okay, okay, okay.
So we
I'm
should
cool
be
with
all right. We should be all right. Come on, y'all. Y'all better give it up for Damon.
that. Thank you,
Oh, that was
thank
pretty
you, thank you,
good.
thank you.
That was pretty good. I hit that right on time. But you guys, y'all make sure y'all join us on next Sunday. We're going to kick this off with part two, the Mother's Day edition. Maybe Damon will flex for some of the mothers. And so that'll kind of encourage them to come. Damon, that'll make that'll get them to come on. Hey, we got to
You know my boy.
encourage
Hey,
them to join us.
don't start. June 1st. I don't do anything till June 1st. No shorts, no sleeveless. June 1st. I'm still recovering from my surgery.
Oh, you'll be all right. Make sure y'all go on the website and get those tickets for the party bus for next Thursday. We'll be here same time, same place at 6 p.m. on next Sunday. And then the following week after that, it will be the start of the body boot camp. So you make sure that you guys go in there and register. Until
You
next
got all my
time,
information in case somebody needs to contact me.
you know what? I will make sure that I'll add that information on our Facebook page because I'm sure they're going to be
Okay.
asking. Yep. So you want me to give them the Instagram and the Facebook and what other
They can
information?
get my phone number.
Okay. All right. I will make sure that that
Yeah, for
information
text
is
message.
posted.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Don't email me because you know how email is.
So it's gonna go to spam. All right, Damon, we getting up out of here. We done held these folks
Okay.
long enough. I will reach out to you, and I will see you on next Sunday.
Cool, cool. I'll be here.
Peace.
All right.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head. You know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want. Kinda cool and